Rosita, thanks very much for coming in and talking to us today. You've got a few publications coming out.
Yes.
What's the next one?
Well, it's Memories of Rural Lincolnshire Families and The Gentleman Executioner, which is based on my own family tree. It's out on Amazon at the moment, but Hammond House are going to republish it. So it's a collection of memories from my grandfather. He was a very keen writer, and he used to write to a newspaper about his life. He had a pretty tough farming life, and as I say, he was a local preacher as well for 70 years. So he quite liked the limelight and writing, and he used to write poetry as well. So I had a lot of collections of, say, newspaper clippings, and it started from there. You know, I thought, well, I'll do about the Marwoods as well, which there was always a bit of a rumour in the family that we were connected to William Marwood, the executioner, and it turns out it's true.
So when was William Marwood sort of operating his gallows?
He was in the Victorian time. He was never really accepted as the official executioner, although he was the hangman. He was called the hangman, but he invented the long drop and the double trapdoor. So he was quite a religious man as well.
I think you'd have to be.
But he did it because he had empathy with the people that were hung, because they were dangling for quite some time before when Calcraft was doing it. And he invented this way to minimise the suffering. There were mistakes along the way, but he did practice apparently with heavy bags of rubble and things like that, and then he went on to hanging sheep. But
I just want to check that sheep hanging is no longer part of your family tradition.
No. But at the end of the day, I think his heart was in the right place, and
it sounds gruesome, but he was doing a kindness.
Yeah, he was doing a kindness, but at the end of the day, these were criminals, and they'd done some horrific murders, and one of them was Charlie Pease, who was a robber and had murdered a policeman. So, and there was also a case of where
You're saying they had it coming.
Well, I think to a degree, yes.
This isn't your first book, though. You're
I started with Vegetables Count, which is a children's book, and I went on to write loads of other children's books as well. But I had a mental breakdown when I was, about in 2004-05, and I joined a writing group, which was run by Navigo and a social worker. And I sort of discovered I could write, and I enjoyed writing, and it sort of took your mind off, your problems and all the rest of it.
And you found it very therapeutic.
Yes,
helpful.
Yes. So I wrote Vegetables Count, which is a healthy eating maths book for children, and I wrote Fruits Count, and then I wrote a mental health book called Mummy Still Loves Me, which I donated a lot of that to Navigo, which it's a gentle reassurance book for children to know that they're still loved no matter what mother's going through. I mean, when they're little, you can't really explain mental health. Sure. So that's why I wrote that one.
Where can people get their hands on these books?
They're all on Amazon, and they should be available through Waterstones by ordering. I've got over 20 books, so yeah, lots of different children's books. And I mean, all of mine have got, there's a moral in each of the stories, old-fashioned,
Rosita, thanks so much for coming in and telling us about it. If we see you wandering around Lincolnshire with a rope and the sheep are missing, you will know what's happened. Thanks very much, Rosita.
Okay, thank you.